Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Sports Talk. Welcome back, man. What's going on, man? Joe Douglas, bomb, worst NFL GM in the history of the NFL. Worst GM in the NFL history. Uh, um, when you're looking at the list for the Jets of worst GM ever, you had John Hizick. You had Mike McCagnon, who in the history of the NFL that had two of the worst GMs, and Joe Douglas is worse. Right? These guys were better than Joe Douglas. John Hizick, who had 12 picks and he botched all of it, better than freaking this Joe Douglas, man. You look at it in 94 games. In 94 games, this guy is 30-64. This is the bottom and worst in the history. Of course, you look at Zach Wilson, the pick of Zach Wilson, he picked Zach Wilson because of a relationship he had with Zach Wilson's mom. Joe Douglas allegedly had a relationship with Zach Wilson's mom, which is the only reason he picked Zach Wilson. But Zach Wilson, you look at it, Zach Wilson has a better record than Aaron Rodgers, which is crazy. Zach Wilson, at this point, is like 4-6. Aaron Rodgers with the loss today, 4-8. Now they lost to the Colts today, by 1 point, 27-28. I'm gonna blame a lot of that blame on the defense, but Aaron Rodgers didn't do much, right? A lot of open look, he didn't do it, and also the offensive line's trash, and that's a lot to do with Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas, of course, he have a job lined up already with the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens will take him back, will hire him back to go back to be the assistant GM, to help the GM and in terms of scouting. What did he do here? You know what I mean? So when Joe Douglas was hired from the Eagles, people thought, oh, okay, this is a former offensive lineman. He would think, okay, he's coming in to build the offensive lineman, which is what he said he was gonna do. He's an offensive guru. I hate when they add those moniker on these guys as if they're that's it's disappointing. As a Jet fan, you watch the games, you watch all that stuff, man. You said these guys don't know what they're doing, and Joe Douglas is one of those guys who doesn't know what he's doing. You know what I mean? He's willing and dealing. Of course, he learned from a lot of people. You know what I mean? He learned from a lot of people, but he didn't do his thing. He didn't do what being with the Jets, he had an opportunity to do a lot, and the offensive line looked trash. They look trash. They can't protect anybody. Yes, I think it's like I said, it should have been time to bench Aaron Rodgers. You see what Tyler Taylor could give you, right? Bench Aaron Rodgers because 4-8, you're not going anywhere. 4-8, you're not going anywhere. I think this is why that Jeff Ulbrich would not get the job, because Woody Johnson fired Robert Saleh because Robert Saleh didn't have the gall to tell Aaron Rodgers what to do. He wanted leaders in the room. Now, when you're looking at so when you look at it, as a chairman, CEO of the Jets, he's looking at it. Him and his brother running the Jets. Him and Christopher, cool dudes, good dudes. They running the Jets, but they're looking at it. Well, you don't have you can't tell somebody who works for you what to do. Now, you're not a leader. This is time to go. So Ulbrich, of course, he wasn't going to get the job. Mike Vrabel will be the Jets. The minute the season is over, Mike Vrabel will be named the head coach of the New York Jets. You know what I mean? Mike Vrabel will be the head coach of the Jets. Jeff Ulbrich didn't help himself. Of course, he was thrown into a position that he's unqualified for. He was not ready for. He's not equipped for. And so you can't blame him. He's just a placeholder. But for people who thought, he could be a head coach somewhere, this is why he couldn't be the head coach. You see what he's doing. You know what I mean? You see what he's doing. The defense looked bad. Defense looked worse under him. So there's a lot of regression. So we'll see what happens, man. But anyway, but for the Jets, the success, for the Jets to have success, it's time you tell, as a head coach, you tell Aaron Rodgers, here, listen, you stinking it up. You look bad out there. We're gonna go a different direction. But he doesn't have he doesn't have the I can't say it, but it's how it would be. He doesn't have it for him to be able to, to go to Aaron Rodgers and say, I'm benching you. He can't do it. But when you look at Ozzie Newsome and Baltimore with the Baltimore Ravens, he as a GM, he knew what he was going with management and said, nah, this is what we're doing. Ozzie Newsome told management, we're gonna draft Lamar Jackson, and he did that. And he told them, okay, we drafted Lamar Jackson. Here are the steps. Here's the So Ozzie Newsome makes sure that he had the quarterback coach, he had the personnel around to make sure that Lamar Jackson was successful, and you see it. 31 team pass on him. His final wish, I'm gonna pick that to leave the Baltimore Ravens successful. He did that, right? Joe Douglas. People say, with those picks in Baltimore, it was Ozzie Newsome. It wasn't Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas was just there getting coffee. He didn't do anything. That helped him get a job with the Eagles. Ari Roseman was the one making the decision, not Joe Douglas. He was just getting coffee. So the Jets thought, hey, they got fleeced. The Jets got fleeced by Joe Douglas. But Joe Douglas, like he's supposed to be a guru. That's what it is. These things happen based on names. A lot of those guys don't have the qualification. They just happen to be who they are. I'm not gonna even go there, but hey, they happen to you follow the money line. That's all it is. They just happen to be who they are, and they got an opportunity because of who they are. That's it. Not because they qualify. But at the end of the day, the Jets pay for it. In 94 games, your record is 30-64. You give Aaron Rodgers all this, you trade all the stuff, it looked bad. The offensive line looked bad. And Woody Johnson already told him, once the season's over, you gone. You gone. That's it. No matter what, the Jets could make the playoff right now. Joe Douglas is gone because his job was to fix the offensive line, which is what he told Woody Johnson and Christopher Johnson. I'm gonna fix the offensive line to make us the best in the league. The Jets have the worst offensive line in the league. The New York Jets have the worst offensive line in the league. That's what you told them. You told them, I'm coming in to do that. Sometimes you gotta move on. Sometimes you gotta move on. You know what I mean? It's like that old girlfriend. You know what I mean? That girlfriend that you love her. You would do anything for her, but then things haven't been working out because of certain decisions, certain things you gotta do, and they're not willing to wait. Or whatever, they move on, or whatever it is. Sometimes you gotta move on. You gotta move on. You say, hey, listen, we had a great time. We had a great time together. We laughed together. We went out for drinks. We went out for dinner. We had lunch every day at 1:00. You know what I mean? It was great. You know what I mean? It was great. We had dinner every day after work. It was great. You know what I mean? We enjoy each other. You know what I mean? It was great. Went to the movies. People love us, but it's not working. It wasn't working. We got to move on. You moved on. I got to move on. And that's what it is. The Jets have to do that with Joe Douglas. And they did. So Woody Johnson realized this is not going to work out. He had to move on. So it is what it is, man. Anyway, man, Sports Talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. For Baltimore Raven, you'll be happy to get Joe Douglas back to be the assistant GM. That's it. Guys like that always going to get jobs. They're going to get jobs. That's what it is. Brian Flores out there, he'll be the next head coach for the Saints. And I would have loved for Brian Flores to be the Jets head coach, but it's not going to happen. Mike Vrabel is also, but hey, you can't be mad. I'll take Mike Vrabel any day. But it is what it is, man. Anyway, man, Sports Talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. Peace out. Peace out.